Welcome to MogulCast, where we uncover the stories behind the world's greatest business empires. Let's get into today's story.
By 2008, IKEA had become the world's largest furniture seller. Over 300 stores in more than 40 countries. Revenue exceeding $30 billion. And yet, just decades earlier, the founder was a dyslexic farm boy selling matches door-to-door at age 5. This is the full story. And it is worse than you think. Ingvar Kamprad was born on March 30th, 1926, on a farm called Elmteryd in Semland, Sweden. His family struggled financially. His paternal grandfather had bought the farm but later took his own life, leaving the land to Kamprad's grandmother. From age 6, Kamprad lived there with his parents, sister, and grandmother. He was dyslexic, struggled in school, but had an instinct for business. At age 5, he began buying matches in bulk and selling them individually to neighbors. We will come back to one specific decision. It is the key to everything. Kamprad expanded from matches to selling fish, Christmas tree decorations, seeds, and ballpoint pens. By his teens, he was ordering products in bulk and reselling at a profit. He saw that rural Swedes had limited access to goods and were willing to buy from a trusted local boy. He used his bicycle for deliveries, then a milk truck. The margins were thin, but the lesson was permanent. Cut every cost, pass savings to the customer. In 1943, at age 17, Kamprad used money his father gave him for doing well in school, despite his dyslexia, to register a company. He named it IKEA, an acronym of his initials, Ingvar Kamprad, plus Elmteryd, the farm, and Agunnaryd, the village. Initially, it sold pens, wallets, watches, and stockings. Furniture was not yet part of the plan. But Kamprad noticed that furniture was expensive and hard to transport. That observation would change everything. By 1948, Kamprad added furniture to IKEA's catalog. The response was immediate. Customers loved the low prices, but competitors hated it. Swedish furniture associations pressured suppliers to stop selling to IKEA. Some suppliers complied. Others were warned. But Kamprad did not give up. He started designing his own furniture, sourcing directly from manufacturers and bypassing middlemen. The flat pack concept was born from necessity. It saved space, reduced damage, and cut shipping costs by up to 80%. But not everyone was celebrating. Here is what the media completely got wrong about this. The flat pack was not an innovation in design. It was an innovation in logistics. Kamprad realized that if customers assembled furniture themselves, IKEA could eliminate assembly labor, reduce warehouse space, and lower prices. The result, a self-reinforcing cycle. Lower prices attracted more customers. More customers allowed bulk purchasing. Bulk purchasing drove prices even lower. Competitors could not match it. Kamprad also pioneered the catalog. In 1951, IKEA published its first furniture catalog. By 1960, it was distributed in millions of copies across Scandinavia. The catalog became a cultural touchstone. Families would plan their living rooms around it. Meanwhile, IKEA opened its first store in Älmhult in 1958. It was massive. 6,700 square meters. Customers could walk through room displays, touch the furniture, and order on the spot. The warehouse was attached. The model was complete. In the 1960s and 70s, IKEA expanded across Europe. Germany became its biggest market. Then North America. By the 1980s, IKEA was opening stores in Japan, Australia, and the Middle East. But international growth brought challenges. In some countries, customers did not understand self-assembly. In others, the minimalist Swedish design felt cold. Kamprad adapted. He localized catalogs, adjusted product sizes, and kept prices low. But the foundation remained the same: cost control, scale, and simplicity. Then came the 1990s. IKEA faced its first major backlash. A documentary revealed that IKEA's suppliers in India were using child labor. The story spread globally. Boycotts were threatened. Kamprad faced a crisis of trust. He responded publicly, apologizing and implementing strict supplier codes of conduct. IKEA partnered with UNICEF and Save the Children to address child labor. The company survived, but the damage was real. Kamprad later called it a wake-up call. If you have made it this far, you already understand something most analysts completely missed. IKEA's structure is deliberately complex. Kamprad set up a foundation and a holding company in the Netherlands that controls the brand and the franchise system. This structure protects IKEA from takeovers, reduces tax exposure, and ensures long-term control. Critics call it tax avoidance. Supporters call it smart planning. Either way, it is central to how IKEA survived and thrived for over 70 years. Kamprad stepped back from daily operations in the 1980s, but remained influential. He was known for his frugality, flying economy, driving an old Volvo, and eating at IKEA restaurants. He lived modestly despite a net worth estimated at over $50 billion at his peak. His philosophy was waste of resources is a mortal sin. That mindset permeated every level of IKEA. By the 2000s, IKEA was opening over 20 new stores per year globally. Today, IKEA operates over 400 stores in more than 50 countries. Annual revenue exceeds $40 billion. It is the world's largest furniture retailer, employing over 200,000 people. The brand is synonymous with affordable design. But the original vision, a dyslexic farm boy selling matches, is still visible in every flat-pack box. Kamprad died on January 27, 2018, at age 91. His legacy is a company that democratized furniture. Remember that decision we mentioned at the start? Here is what it actually cost. Kamprad's early decision to keep prices low by cutting every corner, including supplier ethics, led to the child labor scandal in the 1990s. That scandal cost IKEA millions in fines, lost sales, and reputation. But it also forced the company to adopt ethical sourcing standards that are now industry benchmarks. The cost was high. The lesson was permanent. By the numbers, IKEA was founded in 1943. First catalog in 1951. First store in 1958. Over 400 stores in 50 AO countries today. Revenue, over $40 billion annually. Employees, over 200,000. Kamprad's net worth, over $50 billion at peak debt. The company is owned by a foundation. The flat pack reduced shipping costs by up to 80%. The catalog was distributed in millions of copies. The lesson: Kamprad's greatest insight was not about furniture. It was about removing friction. He saw that the traditional furniture industry was slow, expensive, and inaccessible. By cutting every possible cost, from assembly to shipping to retail space, he made good design affordable for the masses. The lesson: find the friction in any industry and eliminate it. That is how you build an empire. If you want to understand how this pattern repeats across every major business collapse, the next video covers a story with disturbing parallels. That one is next.
That's the story for today on MogulCast. If you found this valuable, subscribe and hit the bell. A new empire story drops every single weekday. See you tomorrow.